Kent Peters and Money Talk here with another video. And this video is going to be a little different. I'm basically going to talk about these actors from a show I used to watch. And it's a show called Power Rangers. So obviously as a kid, I knew what actors were. They pretty much played in a movie or TV show, a character. They made money. And most actors, they do make a lot of money. Or sometimes I do wonder how much actors make. But for this one, I'm just going to focus on the show Power Rangers. Maybe another video, I'll try to get an actor on my video to talk. But right now, I'm just going to talk about the low payment of these actors from Power Rangers. As a kid, in my mind, I always pictured these actors on Power Rangers being rich. That's what I thought as a kid. So I was a 90s kid. I grew up in that era. I used to watch Power Rangers. It was actually my favorite show. But there were these three actors on Power Rangers. They pretty much left. Back then, I didn't understand why they left. It was Jason, Zach, and Trini. The characters, the actors were like Ty. I think I said her name right. Austin and Walter. So they basically left the show. And these other actors came in and replaced them. So if you're a Power Ranger fan, you know what I'm talking about. So back then, I'm like a kid, I'm like, okay, I ain't think too much of it. For years, I didn't really think much of it. But every now and then it'll pop back in my mind. I'm like, maybe they were just too greedy, maybe they wanted more money. But recently, when I say recent, I mean like in the last year or two, I found out that they only made like, what, $600 a week. So that's actually pretty poor. If you're an actor making $600 a week, that sucks. And it was like for 2 episodes. They did 2 episodes a week from what I read. And that's pretty much how much I make at my job, maybe even less. Before taxes, obviously. So I'm gonna see what was 600. Obviously, this was back in like the early 90s, 94. Would 94 be considered early or mid 90s? Leave comments. I want to hear y'all opinion. Okay, what was $600 worth back in 1994? So I'm typing it in right now. Because obviously, that was like, what, 29 years ago? Almost 3 decades. So what's the equivalent to $1,089? So, I mean, it's not too bad. So that is what? $4,000 a month. So, I mean, it's not too bad. For a regular job, that wouldn't be too bad. But for an actor, nah. That's actually some low pay right there for an actor. So this just tells you that not all actors that you see on TV make a lot of money. And they didn't get like any residual pay either. So whenever they had like reruns on the show, they didn't get that residual pay. So it's not like when you do let's say if you were like a singer, like Michael Jackson, for example, every time his song comes on the radio, he basically gets paid for that. Every single time it comes on. Even though he's not living right now. I imagine money go to his kids. But with these Power Ranger actors, they got paid for those 2 episodes and that was it. So 2 episodes per week they got paid for. So $10.89 a week. That's the equivalent to $10.89, but it was $600 back then. If this calculation is right. I know the original Yellow Ranger, not Trini, but there was an actor before Trini. It was like an unaired pilot episode of Power Rangers. They basically fired her because she asked for more money, got rid of her. But other three Power Rangers, Jason David Frank, Amy Jo Johnson, and David Yost, they stayed on. Walter said that he does wish that he would have stayed into like the Power Ranger movie and then quit afterwards. Because actors in movies, they make more than actors in TV shows. So Walter said that he wished he would have stayed into the movie at least and then quit afterwards. Also, he would have made more than $189 or $600 what it was back then. He would have made more than that if he would have been in that Power Ranger movie. Man, I'm trying to picture Zach with the frog, with a ninja frog sword. Amy Jo Johnson, she was smarter. She did stay into like the movie, and she stayed a little bit after the movie. Because she quit like in like the end of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, like season 3. And she was replaced by Catherine. So she almost stayed into the whole Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, but I think there was like, what? I'm trying to think how many episodes was left after Kimberly left. It wasn't too much, maybe like 10 episodes. I had to go back on Netflix and look. And Amy Jo Johnson, she was pretty successful after. So even though they didn't make a lot of money on Power Rangers, in the TV show, it did open doors for them in the acting world. At least with Amy Jo Johnson. She did other things outside Power Rangers. I think she was on a show called Flashpoint, if I'm not mistaken. Walter Jones, a.k.a. Zach. He was on a show called Space Cage. I used to watch that when I was a kid. And he did some other things. I think I saw him on America's Most Wanted. Well, he was a character on America's Most Wanted. So it wasn't about him. He was pretty much playing a character, and his character was a victim. I was sitting down looking at my friend like, do you recognize him? But he didn't recognize him. I thought he would, but he didn't. It was back when America's Most Wanted used to come on. David, yes. He wasn't in too many movies I could think of. So most of the Power Ranger actors, they didn't do too much afterwards. Ty Train, I don't know if I said her name right, Trini. She actually passed away back in 2001. But of course, I ain't finding out until 2004. She's in Crow. So I think she would have did more things after Power Rangers. She did a Crow out, but at least she would probably did more things. Who knows? It could have been her on Arrow as, is it China White? It might have been her playing that character. I could see her Cash in Arrow. And Steve Mill fighting with her. I could see that one. If she had survived, of course. She died in a car accident. Jason David Frank did a little bit. Speaking of Jason David Frank, he actually passed away. I'm pretty sure a lot of people know this by now. He passed away back in November. It was actually a day after my birthday he passed away. He did do things out of Power Rangers. There was a show called Fall Guy. I remember I was watching it. I mean, it was a good movie. And he has another movie coming out called Legend of the White Dragon. Is it Legend of White Dragon or Show of White Dragon? It's one of them. I do plan on watching that movie. I mean, it's sad that he passed away. I was in disbelief when I saw it. Austin St. John, aka Jason. You know how I say I picture these Power Ranger actors being rich? If you watch Power Rangers, you know that Jason did return, even though he quit like a couple years earlier. So you're probably wondering why would he return if he didn't like being on the show. There's a reason for that, and this is what he said on one of his YouTube videos. He said that he was pretty much homeless. He was living in his car, basically. And you're probably wondering, if he was an actor making a lot of money, why would he be homeless? That's because he wasn't making a lot of money. He was only making like $600 a week. And I imagine he had to like stay somewhere when he's. I imagine it's like that with all the Power Rangers. He probably had to move like near the area to do the filming. So they did have to pay rent and all that. So I guess Austin, he had a hard time getting a job. That's what I'm guessing. So he was offered to go back in Power Rangers. He got back in it, and he even did a movie with Power Ranger Turbo. So I imagine he did get some money out of that movie. Because like I said, actors make more money in movies than TV shows. But with Power Rangers, their pay was garbage. Because from what I heard, a lot of these TV shows, they do pay pretty good. Like, some pay like 10, 20 grand per episode. But I guess Power Rangers, they were just poor when it came to paying. So I just thought it was interesting. It's different than my usual videos, but it does involve money, how much actors make, or how low these actors made. I mean, I'm going to try to get a real actor to come on my video one day and let them explain how much money they make. Because I actually do know an actor. I know y'all probably like Kent Peters, and you do not know an actor. I mean, I actually do. I know an actor. Because I used to work with this actor. I was never an actor, by the way, but we worked at Publix together. And they just recently became an actor. So I'll try getting them to come on one of my YouTube videos, hopefully. Let them talk about how much actors make. But this was basically with Power Rangers, how much the Power Rangers actor made, or how low they made. So $10.89 a week. That's the equivalent. $600.94 is basically equivalent to like $1,089 in today's money. If this calculation is right. So it's not too much. So that's a little, I mean, it is more than what I make at my job, but still, for an actor, it's pretty low. So I just thought it was interesting to share this. If you thought the Power Rangers actors made a lot of money, let me know. I want to hear your opinions if you thought they made a lot of money. I don't know how many of y'all used to watch the show, but I always thought they made a lot of money, but now I realize they really didn't. I mean, I know a lot of people that make more money in a regular job. Well, that being said, have a good day. Bye for now.